Hello. Oof. It's like a thing. The second I turn on Facebook Live, then I need a drink, but not until it's on. It's not like I plan it. That's just how it happens. I don't think it's like somehow cool to take a sip every time the Facebook Live just turns on. It's just how it is. Like I go to talk and then I'm like, oh, I want a sip of something. I really don't know why it's like that. It just is. Oh my God, how are you guys doing today? Tell me how you're doing today. If you're brand new to me and you've never heard me before, never been on a live with me before, please let me know below. Just let me know that you're new to me so I can come say hello to you and welcome you. If you're a part of my tribe, one of my friends, please say hi to me because as one of my friends says, it's rude not to. And if you're on the replay, hashtag I'm here. Yeah, that's the new hashtag we're doing. If you haven't heard why, I guess Facebook flags the hashtag replay. So now I just said it on the Facebook. So I don't know how good that's going to do me. But anyway, I just want you guys to know that when you do your Facebook Live. So we do hashtag I'm here because we like those vibes. Hi, Mary. Congratulations, girl. I miss your face. Oh, okay. Today's one of those epic days where my clients have just been blowing up, massive breakthroughs, shouting out love. Oh, I love my people. I love my tribe. I love you guys so much. I wish you knew how much value you bring to my life. I just love you guys. My own mentors and friends and my own clients and my life and my business. I just love my life so much. And I love you guys so much. Okay. So here's the topic for today. Why you're not there yet. And that's it. We're just gonna dive into it, okay? Oh, by the way, the templates program is still open, the 30-day Success Hacks template program. That program is gonna be off the chains. It's 30 days of me actually just creating epic amounts of content for you guys to have printed out and to have available for you. Hacks on everything you can think of. That's mandyperry.com/templates. And then, just so you know, I just announced a new high-end program called Savvy. I'll tell you guys more about it after. I don't have much time. I gotta go pick up my son. There's a whole lot of things going on right now. I'm very excited. The business has expanded rapidly. But it's the complete unleashing of your most powerful self so you can make the money, feel relaxed, and have the time you want to be the person you feel called to be now. I'm gonna drop it in the comments right now for you guys so we can get into the topic today. Okay. Oh, it's saying it's too long. Okay, hold on, please. I'll do it into 2 parts. Okay, well, what you need to know is that this program is, I'll drop it in the comments after. This program is, you get the templates program for free with this program, and this program is 8 weeks long, and you get one-on-ones with me. So if you've been waiting for me to open up a program where you get access to one-on-ones with me, and it's 8 weeks, and it's really for people who are ready to show up to that savvy next level and upgrade every single area of their lives, taking it with you. So you guys can check that out. Let me see if it'll let me post it now. It's never told me that, like, it's too long. You can only have 700 characters. Oh yeah, okay, I'll have to post it after. But if you're interested in that, you can just PM me and I'll give you the information. That's even easier, so that's better. So just comment below and let me know, or PM me, either one, and I'll give you the guys the information for that. Hello, oh, Wonder Woman Shannon. Hi girl, how are you? Who else is here? Say hello to me. Oh my God, yay. Okay, so that's that. Both of the programs are open right now. Templates, Savvy, you get templates for free and you get one-on-ones with me in 8 weeks. So if you're interested in that, let me know. Okay, the reason you're not there yet, okay? Are you ready for this? I know it's gonna blow your mind. The reason that you're not there yet, which is that place you wanna be, whether it's with the amount of fun in your life or the amount of money that you're making or the amount of traveling that you're doing or what your body looks like or that romantic relationship that you're longing for or whatever the thing is that's on your radar right now that you really just want to be there right now, okay? The real honest reason why you're not there yet is because you're in a shitty habit of telling yourself a story that you should be there right now. Does that make sense to you? That's the real reason you're not there yet. Look, the power move for us, the savvy power move for us is to truly surrender. I just said this to one of my clients the other day and I really meant it from the bottom of my heart. I said to her, I've never seen someone be able to surrender like you do. And what I mean by that is we surrender to what is, right? Another client of mine was just joking. She's like, I hate that it's like that, but it is. That's powerful. That what that is us saying, like, I'm not going to be entitled. I'm just going to I'm going to accept that this is currently where I am. I currently am at this level in my romantic life. I'm currently showing up this level of creating finances in my life and believing I'm worthy of finances. I'm currently at this level of working out in intensity and eating well. Like, this is where I currently am. I'm really here. So this is the magic behind this. Let me say, Lord, please tell me you have a team and you're not doing it all on your own. No, I'm not doing it all on my own. I do have a team, an amazing team. Thanks, sister. Okay, but for the 30 days of the templates, yeah, I'm creating those personally. You guys will get those hand down from me, except for maybe some trainings that my team does because it's the content that they do for the business. Okay, so let me break this down for you guys for a second. Hold on, I got dry mouth. When you are fighting to not accept where you currently are. I should be making more money. I should be better at this. It should be better. I should know how to do this. I shouldn't be squirreling out this bad. I should blah, 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 whatever the thing is. When you're fighting against that, you're not focused on the thing you need to focus on. So when you're fighting, when you're in resistance about where you actually are and surrendering where you are, you're not willing to do the actual work that needs to get done for you to have the result that you're looking for. So like a really simple example, let's not even use the business and money because people will get a little bit foggy about that. And I really want you to be able to see this. So I'm going to use an easier example. For most people, this will probably be easier. Let's say that what I really want is to find romance. I want to find love. But where I'm currently at is, let's just use some real shit from the last few months. Why not? When I first started dating, I was currently at the place where I had really bad mouth diarrhea. I'm used to showing up in training, doing a lot of teaching. I'm used to asking really blunt questions. There's a certain energy that I held, and it wasn't a romantic energy, right? And so I'd been doing that for a very long time. Not to mention it had been 13 years since I went on a date. So the first few dates I went on, where I currently was a place where when I came home, I would start crying. I would go to bed and I would start crying, and I was just like, oh my God, that was so embarrassing. Like, it was so awful. And like, that's what it was. Now, the work for me was to learn, what do I like? What do I want? How do I want to feel when I'm on a date? What feels romantic to me? What feels fun? What do I want to do for a date? I had to learn who I was in this circumstance. Now, did I want to take the time to do all that? No. It would have been so much more fun if I could have just gone out on a date and just enjoyed the experience and not showed up like a weirdo. But that's not where I was. So if I kept resisting that's where I was, I would be frustrated. I would come up with excuses. I would blame other people. I would do whatever I was going to do, or I would just judge myself and keep trying to make myself do it over and over. But instead, I stopped and I cried and I let myself feel what I felt. And like, I feel like a novice. I feel stupid. Like, usually I feel like this badass, savvy woman, and I'm feeling like this really like immature, whatever, like doesn't feel good feelings. And I stopped and I did the work. What do I want? How do I want it to feel? What do I get to expect? What's my new standard, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? So once I did the real work, then it slowly started transition, and I slowly started to have a different experience. And I started having more clarity on, no, I would enjoy this kind of experience, and nope, I don't want that kind of experience. And I would enjoy being around this kind of man, and nope, I don't want to be around that kind of man. And I started learning those things. It's no different in our business or with finances. We're at where we're at, and we are who we are, and our skill level is our skill level. You don't get to go and sit down for the first time writing a blog, or change your entire audience, or start understanding that you need to speak to the highest level version of your clients because you're changing who your market is, and you're starting to expand yourself and go to that next level, and your business is calibrating to the next level, and then think that you're magically going to do it perfectly like somebody who's been doing it for 3 years. That's called entitlement. So if we were really to ditch the entitlement and we were going to fully surrender to what was like, hey, this is how I am right now. If I fully surrender to where I am and I just exhale and I just release the guilt around how it was supposed to be, and I forgive myself for judging myself, and I forgive myself for how I've showed up, and I just surrender and accept what is, then you will have it's like the fog will be removed, and then you will have the clarity to be able to see what your real work is for you to get there. If I had been so triggered about dating and I was like fighting it, and I wasn't in the habit of surrendering to what was, I wouldn't have been able to see that that was my work. I why would I have stopped and done that work when I thought like, oh, dating's just hard, or men are all just shitty, or whatever excuse I had to come up with. What is the thing? I don't know. What do all women say about men? Men are what? Let me hear in the comments. What are men? Men are all assholes. All the good ones are taken. What other ones are there? There's good ones, right? I could have easily slipped into that, but I had work to do in order for me to show up to be the kind of woman who was calibrated to the kind of man that I wanted to hang out with. And if I hadn't surrendered to that, I wouldn't have been able to show up and do the hard work to get me on the other side of it. And I still have work to do, right? And you still have work to do in the arena that you're looking at. Entitlement, love that definition. It's what it actually is, right? Like, we're being entitled, like, this should be easier for me. I should already be there. I should already be making that money, right? And I know it's frustrating when we're showing up really big and we're not getting the result that we want, but that's life. That's what the journey is. The work is the work. You're at where you're at, and it looks like what it looks like. And here's another thing. I have Happy and Wealthy Experience, which is, it's a program where you get weekly access to me. So I do weekly trainings every single week. And then you have access to me in the groups. If someone's interested in that, you can let me know. It's called the Happy and Wealthy Experience. The investment is $555 a month. So I just did a training in there, and I was telling them the truth. Like, kind of some of the back end stuff of the business is there's a truth that I have that I've been a little bit scared to tell. And so I'm going to tell you that right now. The blunt side of things is, if you are not putting yourself in a position where you're very uncomfortable, you are not going to outgrow these things. You're not going to go to the place where you are going to surrender. You're going to keep ignoring the work that'll actually get you the results that you want to. You're going to keep with your justifications. You're going to keep with your excuses. This isn't a scare tactic. This is just me telling you the truth because I love you enough to tell you the truth. Your justifications are going to work. Your excuses are going to work. You're going to hang out with a whole bunch of people who your excuses and your justifications work around, and how you show up is bigger than how they show up, so it's good enough, and you'll keep justifying it to yourself, and you'll keep pretending that the way I'm showing up will get me the life that I really dream of. No, it won't. And you know it. You fucking know it, right? You know, in order for me to get what I want, I have to show up differently. I have to calibrate to a new level of me. And so one of the things I was sharing was that when we're around other people who show up really big, there's sometimes a friction. Like, oh my God, like, how is that person doing all of this kind of stuff? I feel that consistently around the people I hang out with, like, oh my God, how did you do all of that? Like, I feel like a peon compared to you. And I laugh because instead of comparing myself and judging myself, I let it have like a friction on me. Like, okay, if they can do it, anybody can do it. If one person can do it, anybody can do it. So if they can have that level of an epic experience, so can I. And what am I surrendering to, and what is my work? Now, the next phase of that is, and this is literally everything that we're doing in Savvy. So my clients come to me and they're like, I sit down to write a blog page, and for 2 hours I just sat here and I wrote nothing down. How come? And they get so mad at themselves. Or I promised myself that I'm going to launch this group, and I go to, and then I don't. How come? Or I'm messy. I'm scaling my business and I'm going to that next level, and I keep being messy on who my audience is, and I kind of start to talk to that next level version, and then I keep going back to the old one. Or it can be other areas of your life too. How are you showing up with your team? If you're setting boundaries in your home, do you have the space that you need to feel good to really like excel? Have you made a standard that like my environment gets to be a standard that I really thrive in? End of story. And I don't have to keep, over committing to other people. I don't have to keep basically compromising what I need in order to thrive and do an epic job under some kind of guise or story that I don't deserve that like I don't deserve to have the standard of life where I thrive. Like, where does that come from, right? That's all the work we're doing in this group. So the work today that I'm calling the tribe to is really like, it's okay. It's okay that we're entitled little assholes. That hashtag human. Hi, back in Denmark. Thank you for saying hi. Truth. Yes, Carla. Shit, they're not, but they're not. Men are all the same, but they're not. Yes, that is a big one. That's another story. The work today is for us to just call ourselves out and be an entitled little assholes. Like, why do we think that it gets to be easy for us, but everybody else has to do the work? And why do we think that people around us won't show up and do their work, but we will show up and do our work, right? Like, a lot of times with my clients, they're like, well, they feel bad telling the truth to their audience, or they feel bad charging prices to their audience, or they feel bad, you know, saying their message and selling every single day, and they feel bad about it. It's like, well, but you're here. You invested in yourself. You believe that you're strong enough and big enough to invest in yourself and make this happen. And you were smart enough to put yourself in a position where you're required to grow and feel that tension and expand and grow and learn to like hold a new level of pressure. And like, whoo, before $2,000 a month used to stress me out. Now $200,000 a month stresses me out, right? And not even, and like I can hold that pressure, I can handle that pressure really well, and I'm expanding and I'm getting savvier. So if we hold ourselves to that, how come we're not holding our other people to that? Why are we holding them as so small? Like, we're big and we're powerful, but they're not. We got to save them. Like, where does this shit come from? And this should be easy. I should already be there by now. I shouldn't have to show up and stop and tune in and invest in myself and do the real work to get on the other side, right? Like, this is human. This is like, come on. I know I'm talking to you because I'm talking to me and I'm talking to everybody because this is #human. Oh, how I needed this today. Literally said to my husband last night, this should be easy, but I didn't do any work for it. Of course it's not easy yet. Human. This is human nature. Because listen, this is why you're not a shitty person. We're not really like entitled shitty people. We want to be powerful. We want to be people who are integrity, who do the work, who are brave, who will show up and will answer the call in our lives. Like, we want to be those people. We want to leave a legacy for other people, right? But maybe you haven't connected these two. I'm sure you know that your brain's only job is to get you to do whatever you did yesterday and the day before. But your brain's job is actually to preserve the energy in your body just in case something happens. And so it actually demands that you do whatever is absolutely easiest right now. And it freaks out if you go to step into that next level version of self. So here you are in your comfort zone. And you're like, okay, I see these things in my life that I could scale, that I could change, that I could up level. I see myself squirreling out. I'm not being the savvy badass that I know. There's a bunch of these levels that I can up level. But I'm just gonna keep telling myself over and over that I have to figure it out. And I'm gonna keep saying, why is this like this? And why is this hard? And how come I'm not breaking through this? And I should be doing better. And I'm sick of this. And that's it, I'm changing it. But then we don't. That's because your brain's job is to get you to do that, to not do it, to just like, okay. And if you don't know what's going on, or you don't have anyone else around you who's calling you out on that shit, or who's frictioning it, or who's holding you in a higher power, a higher vibrational state, so that you're surrounded by people who are showing up really big and you're lifted, right? Like, one of the things I learned is, as a coach, our job, like, my clients will calibrate to my level of showing up, to my energy. When you're in my energy, you're calibrating. Even right now, you're calibrating to my energy. It's the same for your clients. It's the same for your children and your family and your people around you in your life. They will calibrate to your energy. Why do you think they say, happy mama, happy home, happy wife, happy life, right? It's really true. People, especially for women, people calibrate to us. So it's fine. We want to be entitled little assholes, and we want to pretend that this should be different than what it is when we really haven't actually done the work for it. And, you know, another one of the things that I was talking about in the experience group today was the idea that, you know, it's about remembering that, like, this thing blew my mind today. I'm in the top 3% financially in the entire world. The top 3%. That blew my mind. I was like, that makes me sad. It makes me sad that there's only 3% of people who are experiencing what I'm experiencing. And I'm not okay with that, right? Just like 4% of women are CEOs in this country, and I'm not okay with that. There's these things that I'm not okay with. I also celebrated it. That feels really amazing. Like, holy shit, little old me from my little town, I did it. 3% in the world? That's insane. That's amazing. And I'm excited. And I'm really ready for other people to be breaking through to those numbers in a big way. And so one of the things that I felt out of integrity for, I was actually doing a training for my own program, and I was asking them, what do you feel out of integrity? Is there anything that you feel out of integrity about? Or is there anything like you're holding back and you're not speaking your truth about? And I was like, shit. I got convicted, and I realized I was. Because I feel like other people disagree with this, other people that I admire disagree with this, but as a woman who's built a, $750,000 business in 3 years, global after the first year, and even the first year numbers hitting 400K, which is unheard of. I was a nanny and just a regular girl, like no business experience and nothing. My experience and my truth is that if you don't put yourself in some uncomfortable positions, you're not gonna expand. You're not gonna grow very fast at all. Like, you're barely gonna grow. At a very unnoticeable rate, you will grow. You have to be willing to be brave enough to take steps that feel scary as fuck because your nervous system is freaking out. Because if not, you're just staying complacent. You have to learn to dance with fear. Like, fear is that, like, hey, this terrifies me. I'm right on track. but what if this doesn't work? Right on track. But what if I'm not good enough? What if I look like an idiot? Right on track. The first time you run a retreat, the first time you charge $20K for your first package, the first time that you do a Facebook Live, the first time you run your first group program, the first time you take high-end clients, the first time you run a year-long program that goes on for a year, or one that's indefinite, or you do a daily, your first daily 30-day program with tons of content. All of these things can be things that are like, I don't know how I'm going to do that. The first time you make an investment to back yourself, or if you're like me, the times you make an investment to back yourself and you stick with it even when you want to quit, or even when you want to use all these excuses and justifications why you should just be able to do it on your own now and you shouldn't have to spend that extra money. Yeah, that's crap. And this is the thing that I always come back to, right? Yeah, I just hesitated because it feels vulnerable to tell you this, but I'll tell you anyway. So like, I'm investing $10,000 for support. In my head, it's like, okay, can the support that I get contribute to me enough? Like, I'm choosing support that's contributing to me enough that I would get about 3 extra clients a month. 3 clients. 3. So when you're looking at investing in a program, what is that translating to? Is that like 1 paycheck, 1 client, 2 clients? And think like, this level of support, this amount, let's say the Savvy program, 8 weeks, one-on-one with me every single week. It's basically like being in the Diamond Mastermind, except for you don't get access. No, you do. You get access to the templates too. It's really like you'll get a taste of what it feels like to be in my Diamond Mastermind in this program, right? So it's basically like saying to yourself, like, what is that, 2 clients? Like, is 8 weeks of support and one-on-ones and being in a container with other powerful people doing all of this, can I show up? Can I trust myself to show up big enough to make this work for 2, like that I'll get 2 extra clients? Like, are you kidding me? Like, when you stop looking at the numbers and judging yourself and looking at how you showed up in the past and you feel yourself what you're called to, and I don't mean this as a sales ploy, I mean this for everything in your life. And I'm already justifying it. I'm done justifying it. I'm just going to tell you the truth because I love you and I want you to have this. I'm done with people really struggling. 3% of us up here, like, that's ridiculous. That should not be that way, right? It should not be that way at all. I'm not taking from anyone by having this much, and neither will you. There's so much more to go around, right? I'm not even going to get into all that. But anyways, look, when you look at an investment that you're making, something that you feel called to, and you're looking at it like, oh my God, like if I'm looking at it like $10,000 a month, like imagine what I could do with that $10,000, and am I sure that I'm showing up in a way that I'm making that $10,000 worth it? And that's $120,000 a year, and like blah, blah, blah. Or I can look at it like, can I show up big enough to make that investment worth 2 extra clients, 3 extra clients a month? Hell yes, of course I can. When you start, and because what do I want? Do I desire this support? Yes, I desire that support. I want it. Okay. What do I need to do? Some people, they just need to pull it out of their savings account. Some people need to put it on a credit card, which takes a level of faith because you trust that that'll be worth it for you, right? Like, I racked up all my credit cards in the beginning, and then I called and raised the prices on my credit cards. I'm really glad I did, because that $20,000 that felt so suffocating then is like peon now, right? Which is really amazing. So it's always worth it. When you feel called to something, you're always meant to do it, right? So then if I'm looking at it and we're looking at it like, I feel called to this, and some people have to go generate it. And like, okay, up until now, the way you've been showing up has created a financial circumstance where you need to go generate the money. So go generate the money. Like, start getting clever. Stop looking outside the box. Like, okay, 2 extra clients or make 3 extra sales that will make this person worth it, et cetera, et cetera. Does that make sense? That's such a different way of looking at it. And your work is to put yourself in the tension so that, like, all I know is to do this one step right now. I don't know how the rest of it's going to work out. That is your work. To be brave enough to do that right there. To just take the one step that you know how to take in faith, trusting that by the time you're done taking that step, the next step will have illuminated itself, but not a moment sooner. You won't know step 2 until you've taken step 1. That's the way it works. This is why I'm saying in the beginning, you will not reach those levels if you aren't willing to be uncomfortable. If you aren't willing to look the fear dead in the eye and be like, I'm calling bullshit. Thank you very much. You just won't. And that's the message I was really scared to say, because I'm like, people are going to think I'm trying to sell them, or they're going to think I'm like, something bad's going to happen if you don't do this, or they're going to think whatever. I didn't get into it too much because I didn't want to get into a fear story, but I felt called for this message, and I'm going to start saying it. And this is what it is, right? Like, you know this, being vulnerable is scary. going for something is scary, because if you really try your best and you fail, that's gonna hurt. No, it's really not. It's not gonna hurt that much. It's gonna feel annoying, and then you're gonna brush yourself up, you're gonna use everything you learned, and you're gonna go again, because that's what we do. We do it until, right? Okay. That is my message for today. The reason you're not there yet is because you're in the habit of focusing on what you're not there yet instead of surrendering to what is, and then getting really clear what the work is and what the resource is for you to pull in order to be able to scale whatever that thing is, learn the lesson, and become the human being on the other side of it. That was always it, right? By the way, if you are interested in the Savvy program, if you go to Mandy, like this page, if you go to the top, the image, the graphic at the top of my Facebook, that has all the information over there. It's just too long for me to post, and I gotta go now because I got a million things going on. It's our job to be there 3%, and then we will be and then we'll be showing up in our best form and giving what we're meant to contribute. Called to this. Yes, girl. Thank you. Hell yes. Okay. I love you guys. If you got value from this, please feel free to share the video so that other people can see it as well. If you're interested in the program, let me know. mandyperry.com/templates. That program is off the chain. Savvy is my high-end program for one-on-ones. In 8 weeks, the topics that we're getting into are amazing. You guys are gonna scale tremendously in a very short amount of time. It's gonna be like 10 years worth of work in 8 weeks. And you're going to love the expansion that happens. And for sure, you're gonna have the pressure and tension on you. You are, because when we outgrow stuff, that's what it feels like. But it feels fucking good too. It feels alive. It feels really good. Okay, I love you guys very much. Have a fantastic day. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll talk to you guys later.